Hi guys, how are we all? So I'm here in my new flat in Italy, which is great news. I've been here about a week now. The last video was up a bit late because I had some trouble with the internet, but we're working on it and I'm still determined to stick to my schedule. Today I'm going to do a bit more of a practical video. I want to document some of these little milestones that I accomplish along my way moving in, and one of those things involves phones. Before I left England, I went into the Three store. If you've watched my Paris video, you know that I have a contract with Three, love Three, big fan of Three. Three's great if you're a traveller because they have the Feel at Home scheme, which means that you can use your phone as if you were in England when you're in lots of other countries, including France, Italy, USA. When I came to Italy, I came in with the idea that I was going to do that again and keep my English number and just use WhatsApp and pay a little bit extra when I had to call Italian numbers. Don't do that. So pretty soon after arriving here, I realised that I made a mistake by renewing my contract 2 weeks before I moved here. And Three makes you pay the rest of the contract in whole if you want to cancel it, so good job, Emily. Obviously you need to call landlords, you need to call companies in Italy, which does cost more, and also if they see an English number calling, then they're probably a bit like, who is this girl? So in order to fully integrate myself into Italian society, I took the plunge and I decided to go for an Italian SIM contract. But anyway, that brings us to the topic of today. It works a little bit differently here in Italy in that people tend to do a sort of rechargeable SIM deal, and there are promotions on all the time. So go into the shop, buy your number, buy your contract promotion thing, and then every 4 weeks you top it up in the tobacco shop, in the supermarket, or in the phone shop. In Italy there are a few main phone companies. The ones that come to mind first of all are Three, Vodafone, Tim and Wind. There are probably more, but these are the ones that I see around Padua city centre. My flatmate seems to be the expert on saving €1 or two, so when I was asking her about which places were best to go and get a phone, she seemed to think that Vodafone was really good and also Wind. So this is the other thing, deals seem to come and go quite quickly here. If you go in 1 week, it's not necessarily going to be the same deal that you're going to get a couple of weeks later. So when I talk about these to you, don't go into the shop if you're watching this video a year down the line and expect the same deal to be there. But this is just to illustrate what you can get if you shop around a bit and a kind of an idea of what kind of a deal you're looking at. First place I went to was Vodafone. Speak to somebody who works there directly, whether it's Vodafone, Wind, wherever, because the deals that they have on, the best deals, aren't always the ones that they have advertised around the shop. I went to chat to the guy and he told me about this deal they have at the moment, which is especially for foreigners, like this gal. So the deal is €10 every 4 weeks for 300 minutes, which can be made internally in Italy to other Italian numbers, but also to numbers in another of other countries, including Argentina, Austria, Bangladesh, Dominican Republic, Great Britain, USA, among others, and 50 of those 300 minutes can be used to call some other countries. You also get 3 GB of data, and I thought that sounds good, I'll probably go for that. Luckily, however, I did pop into Wind before I made a decision. Wind at the moment, they have a really good deal where for €9 every 4 weeks, you get 300 minutes to other Italian numbers and 300 minutes to a lot of other countries, including Great Britain. And it also included 4 GB of data, so for me that was going to be much better than the other deal. Text messages aren't included, but really, like, who texts anymore? WhatsApp is a wonderful thing, so if I do want to send a text, it's something like 15 cents. Ooh, another great little tip. When I was going through this process, she goes, oh, are you an Erasmus student? So I told a white lie and I said I was. She was like, oh, then I can give you a little cheeky discount. Didn't even ask me for my Erasmus card, so it's definitely worth lying. I actually still have an NUS card, so even though I've graduated, my NUS card is still valid for another 3 years, so it does look like I'm a student. So had she asked for something, I could have shown her that. So it's definitely worth holding into some kind of university card if you're not Erasmus anymore. And then she gave me this, which is my new SIM card, and what we're going to do now is go and put it together. So we've got my phone here, and in theory all that should happen is that I change my SIM card and it just changes my number. All my contacts and everything are saved to the phone itself. I'm just going to use an earring to pop out the side tray with the SIM. Wiggle this out. Goodbye phone number, which I've had for the last 7 years. Hello. New SIM card. How do I... Oh, that was easy. Okay. Unblock. Insert the PIN code. Okay, so that's when you're going to need this guy. And this has got the pin on, so now I just have to put in my Apple ID. Yay! Hi guys, this is one day later Emily. I forgot to mention a couple of important things in the video. So quickly, when you do go and get your contract, most likely you are going to need to bring some form of ID, bring a passport. I bought my driving licence because it's within the EU, so that was fine. The other thing which would be useful is if you have a codice fiscale, which is an Italian tax code, bring that along. I already had mine. I thought I didn't have it on me on the day and she said it would have been fine, but if you have one, definitely bring it. Don't worry if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to talk more about that in a future video. Finally, just to let you know, I had some trouble with the 3G after I filmed the video yesterday. So just to let you know, if you get the same thing, this is what worked for me. You go into your settings, you go into mobile, you turn on your mobile data, make sure that's turned on, then you go into the further settings on that. You need to make sure that LTE is activated. And then the next thing you want to do, you go down to the mobile data networks, and there's basically a list with different empty fields. The first little set of empty fields is called mobile data, I think in English, and where it says APN or whatever it says on the English version, you need to type in internet.wind, and then you go back, and for me that worked. I could see that mobile data was available around me, but it just wasn't working for me, but as soon as I did that, I could search with no problems. So I'm on Happy Bunny now, everything seems to be going according to plan, and my mobile number is working great. I feel like a real Italian, so thanks very much for watching. Please give this a thumbs up if it was helpful, and subscribe if you want to see more of my journey of me moving to Italy and the bumps along the way. Have a great day guys, bye.